Hi, I'm David Orr, head professional at White Crags Golf Club. Today we're going to talk about greenside bunker play. Distance-wise is going to be somewhere between 8 to 20 yards from the flag, and I want to go through some of the key considerations. Firstly, I guess in bunker play you have to look at what loft are you playing out of the bunker, what's in front of you in the bunker, and where are you in the bunker. Are you in the front, underneath the lip? Are you in the middle of the bunker, or maybe at the back of the bunker and you've got a lot of distance to cover? So they're all quite different options potentially, and tricky situations, to be honest. I personally don't play much loft below 56 degrees. I usually tend to play 60 because I feel quite confident with more loft and getting the right height, especially as the higher lip of the bunker comes into play. But certainly minimum should be 56. I personally would like to see a bit more loft from a lot of people as well. There's definitely some technical points that we have to think about here, and let me run through them with you now. How do you approach soft sand versus compact sand and firm? So if you see the lie down here, we've demonstrated here, I've scraped a lot of sand away here because below these bunkers we have at White Crags is all capillary concrete. The lie right now is very firm. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate what I would possibly do a little bit differently in compact sand. And the main things that I would tend to do differently here would be to have a steeper descent and strike much more down into the base and into the ground behind that ball. So I definitely would be aware of my club head speed accelerating more. And I know that will probably seem difficult for some people to do because this is quite a confidence kind of shot for a lot of people, and they worry about maybe hitting it a little bit too long or maybe stopping at impact, as we've seen people decelerate. So let me demonstrate what I would do here again. So again, my focus, as we know, is on that line. I'm going to maintain grip position, low down the grip, feet nice and wide for a compact base here. I might rehearse this position to get the feeling of really striking down hard into that line. Let me show you. The cones are here for a reason, in that I want to see the outside the cone, and you can see how it's in line with my hands. This is the big bit to get right. I'm looking for the simple feeling of your thumbs to go towards the sky. Up here, which, as you notice, if I take one hand off, the butt of the club here for right-handed golfers is pointing down to the sand here. It's from this position here that we can apply a lot more pressure striking down into the line behind the ball. Now, what I see again is that amateurs are guilty of taking the club too far in here. Now, what that leads to for me, and longer I would add, is that the club comes in too low to the ground, that you're going to strike well behind the ball, feel what I would maybe say is a nice L shape, which again, we can show you that from face on. So the club position is much more vertical, and we are using our wrist flexion a lot more in bunkers to apply the downward pressure. Now, also another point, and just before I demonstrate face on here, is again, as we've talked about in other short game shots, we have our favourites, but definitely I think some people probably need to carry more loft. It comes from speed and ball position and different things as well, but also where we're striking it on the sand, okay? And I'll demonstrate this in a wee second here. But sometimes if the lip's quite high, I would definitely want to open the club face a little bit more and then grip it in my hands to add a little bit more loft in here as well. Again, depending, the lip's okay for me to demonstrate here today. It's not too high, so I'm not going to play about with the loft too much, but I'm going to demonstrate again, and I'm going to focus, and I certainly practice this way, about where I strike it in the sand. So again, notice from face on how low I am. Hand position, I liked, as I said, go a little bit lower down in the short game for control, so my thumbs are quite low down here. Okay, club face is here, nice and wide, strike it on the line if we can with enough speed. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. For those that know me, that took me 3 shots to get there. The first one went to 12 feet, second one went to 8 feet. High standards, I wanted to redo it. That was a great shot. But let's see what we can learn here. We have a look down here at the ground here, okay? So that really felt quite a firm action for me as well. 60-degree wedge, strike position, absolutely on the line. And if I'm honest with you, my first two were a fraction clean, and I just hit a little bit away from my start position, and it felt a little bit slow in my swing. So I genuinely tried to really accelerate much, much faster into that third shot, to be fair. And obviously I don't hold too many bunker shots. That was a great shot to try and demonstrate. So again, trying to get as much visuals face on as we can, but it is a bit of a kind of leap of faith, and you have to trust this. If you hit a bad shot, so be it. There's many other options nowadays we've got to take drops out the bunkers, 1-shot and 2-shot penalties. So there is other options nowadays. You can actually avoid actually playing the shot. But I really want you to try and trust the technique, trust the setup. Sometimes I also take a practice swing outside the bunker before I come in the bunker, because it might be my only shot all day. And I have to try and go through my checkpoints quickly, you know, in terms of what we've discussed, in terms of setup, position and swing shape, because the wrists are much more involved. And I love the analogy personally of the thumbs going to the sky, which takes the club more vertical. So hopefully more hold bunker shots that lie ahead, and hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.